Oh, this is Constant Charming Custom Crafts, and I know that Shauna is our guest host this week, but she had a problem with uploading the video. So you'll see in front of you is a card. It's the shutter card, and when it's complete, it's going to look like that. It's a infinity figure 8 in the middle. So we're going to show you this, and I know that there's a lot of videos out there, and I think sometimes they can get very confusing. It's one of the reasons why I do these videos, but you will need a scoreboard for this one. At least you don't really have to, but if you're good at measuring, you could do it that way. I'm going to suggest that you have a scoreboard, but you're going to need to start with your cutting board and a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and you're going to need to cut your paper at 6 inches. Now everybody has different measurements. I make it as simple as possible. The pictorial that Shauna has, she has her style that's on the site. If you wanted to change the measurements, you can on my Facebook page. But I cut it at 6 inches for an even center cut. So now I got 2 sheets of paper. Don't put your cutting board away quite yet. You're going to use it, or you can use a different method, which I'm going to show you, which is the way I do it because it's easier for me. But as you can see, I have other ones already here, so I could show you different styles. You're going to put your 12 by 6 piece of paper, and I'm going to show you this. You're going to take a 12 by 6 sheet of paper, and you're going to line it up perfectly. Now, I always keep a template with me, and I suggest that you guys always have a template. It's going to be cut, if you can see. I don't know if you can see it too well. It's at, or scored, you're going to score it at 2, 4, 8, and 10. So the only one you don't touch is 6. Excuse me. And my thing went bye-byes. I don't know where it went. And it's here. Sorry, I was looking for my bone folder. So we're going to go ahead and score at 2, 4, 8, and 10. It's the simplest way I could tell you. And again, I always have my templates. See, once you get one, always stick it aside so that you have that measurement. Now, I've done it 2 different ways, and I'll show you here. I've got one set here. I don't know if you can see it. You can do equal lines. It's up to you. I don't do equal lines. I actually do 1.5 inch at both ends. But this would be at 2 inches because it's a 6-inch paper. So I actually do 1.5 inch. And this is where it can get very confusing. Let me see if I can pull this up a little bit. Where the score lines are. Sorry, my camera's being a butt, so I have it on the other side. Okay, so it can be very confusing when it gets to getting the score in. So what I do is I actually go ahead and fold this because it isn't going to hurt anything. And then I pull it up. And I find the 1.5 mark, which is right about here. And I know it's hard for you guys to see that, but it's right there. And you're going to score all the way down to the 8 inch, or the 2 inch on both sides, which is the 2 and the 8 score line. And I just score right there. And I just repeat it. And again, I make it simple for me. You can do 2 inches if you don't want to do the measurements of getting into more of the halves or the quarters. So this is what I do, and I want to show you. See? You can see the lines now. And so what you're going to cut exactly, the only time you're going to cut besides cutting this 12 by 12 and half to a 6 by 12 is this particular line that we just scored. It's the only one you're going to cut. Now, like I said, I do it differently. I actually use my Xacto knife, and I take advantage of my board. So I go back to that 1.5 inch line, and I line it up. And this is, if you're good with the scoreboard, then you can do it that way. I like to have better control. And then I flip it around and I do the same thing like I did with scoring it. Let me see, find it right there. Now don't go too fast, because it's the reason why I have so many templates. because I have miscut. But there it is. It's that simple. I take advantage of that. You don't even have to pull your cutting board out. The only time you need to pull a cutting board out is to actually cut it in half. So to see this, now you can go either way. You can do it this way or you can do it this way, depending on how you want to do this card. There is a double shutter card, which is a little more complicated, and I'll get to that down the line. But I actually do the card this way. So laying it this way, you're going to take the first fold and you're going to do a peak right here. And then you're going to take this fold and you're going to do a valley backwards. You're going to do the same thing to the other side. So this is what it should look like from here, okay? And then, as you can see, we're going to do the mountain, and I did this in purple so you can see. Do the mountain on this side. We're going to do a mountain on this side. Okay, and then we're going to fold this one backwards into a valley. So again, there you go. It's that easy. And there it is. It's that easy, guys. Again, you could do the 1.5 inch like I have here, depending on if you want more space in the middle. For like I've done in the past for invitations, it's a good spot for that. But you could do 2 inches just to keep from getting freaked out. Again, this is 6 by 12, and you score it at 2, 4, 8, and 10. You can either score again here between the 2 and the 8 to a 1.5 inch or 2 inches. It can be very simplified, be very easy. It's all on what you want. If you like this, follow me on my Facebook page. Look for me under People with the little blue daisy with the words tips and tricks. The information's down below. I'll see you next time. Bye.